Black moon rising and perception. Well, we can expect to suffer as our Messiah suffered. There's still light in our days. Knowing what we're up against, they take advantage of every significant energy change. So this black moon, number one, with a third of the trees burning, everything that God warned about, the changing of the seasons. We have leaves falling in August in New England. We have floods. Everything is coming true. And then on top of that, we have the black moon that is not the result of an eclipse. And that is a sign that that seal bearer from the book of Enoch is amongst us. But I was gifted also with another perception. Because I don't pursue money and resources to the extent that other people do, which I'm not perfect. I do want that before I give other people attention. Like, an empty cup cannot fill somebody else's cup. So I do want my circumstances to be in order and stable before I start extending that love that we're expected to show. And right now it's kind of okay, because people look at someone like me who is not burdened with concerns of the world, and they say, oh, she's poor, I don't want to ask anything of her. She's got it hard. There was a time when I was homeless in California, and I'm just going about my business. The men, they go out at night to get all the lightweight aluminum cans that make more in recycling. So I had 2 children, hauling them around on a bike from trash can to trash can, and where people commonly throw their stuff. And I'm hauling the heavy glass bottles that make less money. But I'm not asking anybody for anything. And the locals picked up on that. And there's one guy who's, I don't want to offend you, but I see how hard you're working, how well you take care of your children. I'd like to give you some money. Thank you. I don't have too much pride. I'll accept that. And another one who bought a piece of pizza for us, and I gave it to my kids. I didn't eat first. And then he came back. He said, we saw that you fed your children first, so we wanted to make sure you had a piece as well. And there was a woman who came to me, and she said, your life is so hard, but you smile. You look happy. And I'm like, well, yeah, nobody's beating on me today. Because she said, her life, she's got a house, she's got a job, she's got... Materially, I was, in Berkeley, California. Everybody's wealthy up there. And she's like, but I'm scared every day. She says, how is it you're happy? I'm like, well, I have nobody threatening me or beating on me today. That's why I'm happy. Like, all my needs are met. I'm good. Because I would go out and I'd get the things we would need for a week, and then we would go off to ourselves and, play out in nature and live very simply, very simple life. My son would stand on top of rock or on top of the van and say, we have the best life ever, And they were educated and acquainted with all the different perceptions, all the different ways we can choose life, resourcefulness, creativity, ingenuity. My son made a table without any nails, without any strings to tie it, out of sticks. He made a table that stood there and we could use it, while we were cooking over the fire and put plates and everything on. It was incredible. So it was good for me to be reminded this morning, because with the black moon, and as I said, that's when the forces that are against us are going to capitalize on any different kind of energy to attack us. And it was so heavy this morning. It's like I couldn't even get through. Like, there was a barrier between me and my prayers going up to God. But I cried out anyways, and He answered. And it was the perception, the reminder that because I have so few worldly concerns, I have so much love and support to give. And if people understand that about us, they can give themselves the greatest gift that there is. Like our Creator gives us one-on-one, individual, personalized attention every day if we allow Him. And I have that to give to somebody else. And understanding that and being that, instead of the pretense under which I was asked to be here, that changes everything. It changes the nature of my circumstances. It changes my willingness to participate in it. It makes everything easier for the person who asked me to be here. So, yeah, there's still light in our days. That's a beautiful thing. And when this light is taken out of this world, they think it's good and it's righteous because we're not cooperating, we're being a danger and a threat to this system, they're going to feel it. They're going to know. Because the elite had planned that the United States population would be halved, that they would commit genocide, that with that kill shot, with the nanotechnology in the parasites that would seek out human hosts. Yes, it is still killing people, young people with heart conditions, everything, ADHD, schizophrenia, autism, everything, depression, cancer, everything is slowly killing people, but not as quickly as they had planned. And I picked up, they're throwing at us all these examples of AI technology and how effective it is and how we aren't going to be able to hide anywhere and we won't be able, to go against it, and it's going to take over everything, and they're going to roll out 6G, and that's melding the technology with human biology. But where they've experimented with it, because I'm so hyper aware, I knew it was happening, and I talked back to it, like, get out of my body. Yes, I know there's a problem with this tooth, but it wasn't hurting until you started focusing on it. I'm a 4G person. Like, kick it back with me. Kick it back. But we forget the power of our Creator that can whisk us away. We have in the New Testament scriptures the account of the one apostle who was moved, like, without walking, just teleported basically to the Ethiopian reading the scriptures. Like, how would I understand it unless I had somebody to explain it to me? And what prevents me from getting baptized? Why, nothing. Here, let me baptize you. And then we have those accounts in the Old Testament. The man who was told by an angel, prepare a meal for Daniel. You got to give this meal to Daniel. Well, I don't even know how to get there. I've never been there. The angel whisks him away so he can give Daniel his food, and then he gets back home. And I've had experiences where things have come at me and then completely disappeared out of my reality. You know, a vicious dog in the community, and it was nighttime, and there was a cat that would visit every night. And so I thought it was the cat, and I was calling to it, and it turned out to be this, you know, vicious dog that attacks people, and it's coming up at my face, and I'm just like, huh? And then poof, it's gone. And I wasn't drinking, I wasn't on drugs back then. I was celibate, living a holy life, just taking care of my kids. Like, true miraculous stuff happens. And I've seen a man, like, I was filming something and he reached for my phone and his soul, a part of it, got stuck there. He was in such shock because his hand went right through my phone. He could not take it out of my hands. And his friends had to bring him back several days later so he could reclaim that part of himself that was shocked, standing there in that parking lot doing this. Like, it was just shocked and frozen right there in space-time. This stuff can happen. And it's not going to happen. Bad things aren't going to happen. We aren't going to have to make that sacrifice until it is our time. And I think of how hesitantly I go into communities, so afraid to hold my head up, being aware of everybody and where I should be careful what I say and how I present myself, and being just on eggshells and hyper alert all the time. I'm like, this morning, I have the one true God, the one source of all creation, El Shaddai, the one who said, as it created space within it for everything to come into being, and it was expanding, the one that said stop, the one who determined how big creation would be, how much room, how much attention creation was going to take up within that one being, limitless, formless, without boundaries, except for the one that El Shaddai creates between us and him so that we can exist. That's my God. What am I doing walking on eggshells around everybody who worships what is in this creation with me? Those aren't the things that we have to fear. There's only one that has the final say in what happens in here, because we are inside El Shaddai. And if y'all have ever had a gas bubble, you know exactly where that is. And so, our Creator is aware of absolutely everything that goes on in this gas bubble that we call creation. And that's pretty awesome. And that realization, that gift, that's reason enough for being here right now, to witness the fulfillment of everything, to be at this point in time. That's pretty cool. So the way we perceive ourselves, how much we have to give, because we have so little to look after in the physical realm. I don't have to worry about too much money in the bank and where to apply it and who's going to steal it. When the government decides to shut everybody's accounts down who doesn't cooperate, that's what it's going to happen. I don't have to worry about protecting my car and paying car insurance and house insurance and bills, and I don't even care, like, meds. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I have lived a very full life, full of such a variety of experiences. I know that I've made an impact on other lives, and it may not have always been in the name of El Shaddai, of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you know what? It was love. And that's the light that we need to carry into this world. I have the most valuable thing. I have the greatest treasure. And I'm willing to share it. That makes me very, very valuable, regardless of whether or not other people see it. So, we all have to die sometimes. Like they say, we're not getting out of life alive. Fall is going to come. Winter's going to come. Environments are going to change. We know this. We adapt to it. We factor it in. So, we know this. We're going to die. You can just factor it in. Accept it. Adapt. And once we accept something, we no longer fear it. And that's pretty cool. Because when we're young, we don't feel like we're ever going to die. We feel like we're immortal. Which, because we're closer to our spirit, our immortal spirit. And that's okay. But it also limits us from being wise and accepting death. Because once it becomes a reality, then it's scary because we've never had to deal with that before. We don't know what to expect living under this threat that there's going to be an end to us. And it's better to go making a statement than it is to be nothing. Your loss is not felt. Because everybody's already moved on because you couldn't maintain a relationship. There was no significance other than the wallet. And you can't take the wallet with you. It's not going to save you. There are medical advancements. They're finding ways to become immortal. It's not the same. It's not real. So it really is alright. Extra attention from the dark forces. And change in our perception. Being blessed with a change in perception, I should say, because I was crying out for something, for help, for presence. And it came. And perception is usually how it comes. Like people, they pray, I need money to make my insurance, to pay my housing costs, blah, 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 blah. No, you need security. You need security. And sometimes those houses, those bills, they're taken away so you can be free to focus on other things. Because when you have nothing, your relationship with other people who do have the thing that you need is everything. And if you don't know how to have a relationship with people, you really are alone out in the cold with nothing. And that will make you think.